After the shutdown and with 10 days until it could happen again, the president tomorrow night will stand before the American people and a sharply divided Congress to make his case for the state of our union. Look for a push for the wall tomorrow night. Of course, perhaps some new developments on North Korea and a forceful statement on the growing economy in the wake of a very good jobs report that the Wall Street Journal called, quote, a bad day in certain media and political precincts. And when it comes to the wall, it may be Democrats who disagree with Nancy Pelosi on this who make up the most important audience for the president tomorrow night. Senator Lindsey Graham urging fellow Republicans to stand firmly with the president on this. Moments ago, I sat down with the senator. Senator Graham, good to have you here tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Who do you think is going to win the politics on the wall, and what do you expect from the president tomorrow night on that?
Well, I think shutting the government down is not a good way to get the wall built. The best way to get the wall built is to work with Democrats if they will work with the Republicans to build a wall and do some other things. But it doesn't look like Nancy Pelosi is going to give Democrats much space. So if I were the president, what I would do is use the power of commander-in-chief to go down to the border, not just send troops, but actually erect barriers. What's the difference between a soldier being sent to secure the border and a soldier being sent to put up a barrier to secure the border? Legally, none. To my Republican colleagues, we do not need a war over the wall. The Democrats are pushing back to the president. The last thing we need as Republicans is for us to undercut his ability to go it alone if he has to.
You know, it's interesting. When you look back at what he said on the wall in last year's State of the Union, this is what he said. Watch this.
For over 30 years, Washington has tried and failed to solve this problem. This Congress can be the one that finally makes it happen.
So that was a year ago. Then the midterm election happened. Now you've got a much more difficult calculus. And if he does declare a national emergency, Nancy Pelosi could force a vote on whether or not that is proper, whether or not Congress goes along with it. That could put some Republicans in a pretty tough spot.
Well, I won't be one of them because I believe the president has all the power in the world to, as commander-in-chief, to secure the border. President Obama sent troops to the border. President Bush sent troops to the border. President Trump is now sending troops to the border. Nobody complained when Obama did it. So what's the difference between 3,700 people going down to the border to deal with a caravan that's coming our way, and while they're there, erecting barriers where it makes sense? So to my Republican colleagues, if the Democrats won't give him but $1 for the wall, and we cut his legs out from under him as commander-in-chief, what is he to do? I hope we will not do that.
But, you know, when you look at the Gallup poll, 60% oppose the wall. So Democrats feel like they're in the right spot politically.
60% support border security. The wall has become hard to define. If you're talking about a concrete barrier, most people don't support it. If you're talking about barriers that make sense, a lot of support. So support for the wall has actually gone up. Shutting the government down was not the right way to build the wall. We learned that. But the $5.7 billion, Martha, is what it costs to take the top 10 locations where we need a barrier and build it. We just didn't make that number up. If you ask the Border Patrol, the Department of Homeland Security, where are the top 10 places you need a barrier, they told us the top 10, and it comes to 5.7.
I want to play Chuck Schumer, Senator Schumer on the Senate floor today. Watch this.
The state of our union is in need of drastic repair. The state of the Trump administration and how he runs the government, chaos. It is sad, the state of the union.
Your response?
Well, I think the president will lay out an economic agenda that's worked. Remember the Obama years? Who wants to go back to that? You had high taxes and low growth. What's happened in the last 2 years? We've rebuilt the military. We're about to destroy the caliphate. We've cut taxes. The average worker has more pay in their paycheck. The economy is growing faster than even I envisioned. So economically, domestically, we're doing good. Overseas, we're stronger than we've ever been. And this president's determined to build a wall that Chuck Schumer voted for. In 2013, Senator Schumer, working with me, voted for $46 billion of border security. $9 billion went to a barrier.
I mean, it's mind-boggling. It's so much more money than what's on the table right now. You say, you know, taxes have been cut, the economy is doing well, but interestingly, some Democrats who are considering running for president all think that it's a great idea to raise taxes dramatically. And the new Fox poll shows that 70% of the people polled think that, yes, it's a great idea to tax people who make over $10 million. Incomes over $1 million, 65% say that that's a great idea.
Well, to get the nomination to be the Democratic, to become the Democratic nominee, you have to go through Venezuela, not America, to get the nomination. All the policies they're talking about are being enacted in Venezuela, and they don't work. When you ask the American people, what's the right number to take in taxes from anybody, state, federal combined, it's about 35%. So what the Democrats are doing, they're chasing the hardest of the left in their party. Abolish ICE. Building a wall is immoral, even though we have walls already built. 90% tax rates on people who are creating jobs. I am confident that Medicare for all means Medicare for nobody. So if you're out there watching and you just signed up for Medicare, the Democrats are going to invite 80 million of their closest friends to come in on a program you worked for all your life. This is going to blow up in their face. Trump is going to win.
You know, on Iraq and Syria, I went back and looked at the speech from last time. The president talked about the fact that that there is much more work to be done in Syria. He said we will continue our fight until ISIS is defeated. On Afghanistan, he said, along with our heroic Afghan partners, our military is no longer undermined by artificial timelines, and we will no longer tell our enemies our plans. If you could give the president one message, and perhaps you have, about what you'd like to hear on this tomorrow night, what is it?
When it comes to Syria, tell us what happens when the caliphate's destroyed. Mr. President, you've done a good job. The caliphate is almost destroyed. How do you keep them from coming back? If we leave Syria, how do you keep Iran from taking over? And how do we protect the Kurds and keep them from having a war with Turkey?
He's saying we can do it all from our wonderful base in Iraq.
Well, to be honest with you, there is a plan being developed post-ISIS that allows us to stabilize Syria so the Iranians don't take over, Turkey and the Kurds don't go to war. It'll be mostly an international force, a few of us. So I'll give President credit. Give him credit where credit's due. He did something Obama didn't do. He's driven the Taliban to the negotiating table. How did he do that? We've been hitting them hard for the last 2 years. Peace is possible now in Afghanistan because the way the president has engaged the Taliban militarily.
What do you say to those who say, we've been there for 17 years. Why should we lose one more life, one more American life in Afghanistan?
If you don't understand by now what happens when you leave these places, you're not following. On September the 10th, 2001, we didn't have one soldier in Afghanistan. We didn't have an embassy. We didn't have an ambassador. Not one dime of aid. We got hit anyway because they let radical Islamists occupy the territory who are not going to surrender. There's no deal to be done with ISIS or al-Qaeda. You have to keep them from coming here. The reason our soldiers are there in Afghanistan is the wall between us and the terrorists in Afghanistan. Why are we in Syria? Is to make sure that ISIS is pinned down over there so they can't come here. President Trump has done a lot with a few troops, but to those who think that they're tired of fighting you because you're tired of fighting them, you really don't know the enemy.
North Korea, real quick. Last time the president had a defector who had lost his leg leaving North Korea. Are we going to hear tomorrow night that there's a new date and a new meeting?
I think what we're going to hear is there's going to be a new meeting. To all those who criticize the president, how well did you do with Rocket Man? Every president before Trump has sort of let this get out of hand. There's no place for him to kick the can. So keep talking, Mr. President. No missiles have been fired. No bombs have been exploded since Trump's taken a firm stand. I'm looking for a breakthrough. It only comes through negotiation. But he's got to convince Kim Jong-un that you got two options. You're better off without nuclear weapons versus having them, because he's not going to let Kim Jong-un threaten America with a nuclear arsenal that could actually hit us through a missile being developed as we speak. So I'm hopeful this second round of negotiations will produce some results. But to the president, you're doing things no other president has done when it comes to North Korea. Keep it up.
Senator Lindsey Graham, thank you. Good to see you tonight.
A lot going on.